Well, on this program, we're going to talk about what Innovation FM family is going to be doing for Easter, how we're going to eat on Easter. Let me give you a little bit of background. When I was growing up, my mother, who grew up on a farm in Shreveport, Louisiana, she learned how to cook by cooking for the hobos. Today we call them homeless people. And cooking for them, they would knock on the door and say, "Ma'am, do you have anything that we could eat?" And she would start, experimenting, because her mother died when she was 5 years old. And so she started learning how to prepare things. And of course, back in the South, they use a lot of grease, right? Lard and things of that sort to give the food flavor, which they thought. My mother used to go fishing a lot, and they loved the way she would fix up her fish after she cleaned them. She would put garlic in it, and she would fry them, of course, in this lard. And the lard was fattening and crazy like that. But she did live to be 98, so she had a good constitution. My dad and I weren't so lucky as far as he would get very upset stomachs when he would eat this lard-based food, spaghetti especially. I would feel this hurtful thing in my stomach, and I didn't know what was going on. And I didn't know that it was her putting all the grease in this food that was causing all these problems with my stomach. So me and my dad, we were, sort of like suffering at the same time. Then I got a very bad acne because of the greasy foods I was eating. But nobody taught her, nobody taught us how to eat non-greasy food. Because being part of the black community, you just ate greasy and very destructive food. In my father's family, none of the men, none of his brothers lived past 50. Right? His sisters lived a little bit further than that, but for the most part, they died before 50 or at the age of 50. My mother's family, they lived, my grandfather, 98, his mother, 106. So this has been a journey of mine for a long time. When I was in my teens, I weighed about 135, 140. Then when I got into my 20s, I went to 150. Then when I got into my 30s, I went up to 200 because I was having eye operations, and they would give you steroids to increase the healing possibilities of the corneal transplants. And so what happened then was I had a voracious appetite, just eating anything in my way. And my first wife, she was a meat and potato woman, and I could never convince her to put more vegetables in our meal and make that the main thing rather than the meat potatoes. Her thing was, my dad was a meat and potato person, and I'm a meat and potato person. So after I divorced from her, then I started putting more vegetables in my food, and that helped out quite a bit. And then now my journey now is I just learned about Patrick Delves, Delves, and Dr. Sebi, Sebi, and other videos. And then I've learned how to really cut that. So I went from weighing 220, my highest was 245, and that was crazy. And then I went from going from 210, now I'm around 180, and I have a few more pounds to lose of just stuff that I really don't think I need. My wife doesn't like it because she says, I married a juicy husband, and now he's slimming down. And it's I said, if you want me to be around for a while, I'm going to have to start eating more healthier. So last year we started our Easter menu, and let's see, okay, and that included as our Easter eating. I started like I would peel like a potato and make it into a shape of an egg and just seasoning it and put a salad around it. Then I would take like a sweet potato and do the same thing, but I would bake that, Yeah, because I think sometimes food tastes better when you bake it. And I'm not a raw vegan like some people. Not a total raw vegan. Most things I do eat raw, but some things I do bake. Comfort foods like potatoes and so forth. Then I would just put like a salad and mix in like a seed base dressing. And you can find a lot of recipes on this website called Forks Over Knives. Forks Over Knives. It's an app, and it'll give you a lot of recipes about different ways you can eat for this Easter. And I highly recommend it. Hey, I also want to remind you guys, hey, do like this page, subscribe to our page. You'll find a lot of different videos on Intervision FM, because I cover a lot of variety of different things. And go to our website, intervisionrecords.org. That's intervisionrecords.org, and you'll find out more about our nonprofit for the disabled musical artists. I am blind myself, so I'm one of the few blind YouTubers, but there's others out there. So I give a shout out to them for creating content for YouTube. So once again, I recommend Forks Over Knives for your Easter eating pleasure. And believe me, there's so many recipes, so many ways you can make vegetables. It's very tasty and help you live a very prosperous and long life. So that's it for how Intervision is going to be spending Easter here on Intervision FM with Johnny J. Oh, catch us Monday nights on our FB Live as well. And it's intervision.j. Intervision.j. God bless.